Welcome to Cypress Creek Adventures. Hey there. This week's episode is going to be about the work I'm doing here on Phelps Avenue. And we're doing a restoration of this house. Working on the outside mostly right now. We have a lot of porch renovation, and we have some other repairs on the outside, which you'll see. So this is the house. It was built in the late 1890s, and it's a Victorian style house, and it's typical for the period. And I have the privilege to work on this house. The homeowner has done a great job on restoring the inside, and quite a bit more to do inside, but I've been working on the outside, making repairs. The bulk of this exterior project is the restoration and repairs to this porch. It was repaired before, but not properly. So I'm a licensed contractor through the state of Maryland, as you can see, and I've worked on 5 or 6 of these houses, and I have some knowledge about how they're put together and what it takes to bring them back to their original state. So this is the Phelps house on Phelps Avenue in Galena, Maryland. And we get ready to clean this place up on the outside so it can be painted. We make the repairs, power wash today. We're going to take a little tour on the outside here before we do any repairs and power washing. This house is 1890. This is the summer kitchen on the back. You can see the great big chimney here. It runs on this back. This house was owned by a prominent family. This is the back addition for the summer kitchen. This is the main body of the house. Here on Phelps Avenue. It's cleaned up pretty good. lot of work. Golf truck here. So I have to do little repairs. Got a painter lined up. Pretty dramatic before I started. All this will get painted. It'll look very nice. This whole summer kitchen was just really filthy. I don't think it ever been washed before. Look at all this here. Porch cleaned up pretty good. Took this bottom row of siding off to make the repairs. As you can see, it's vertical beadboard. And this back of the house is very old. It's like a summer kitchen. And as you can see, the original beam is here. And there was obviously a porch here. You can tell because of the way the cutout is. And there's a piece of cement here also that's been tapered and would fit that spot. And you can see the stubs there where they cut it off. And it was probably either just a couple steps or maybe a little landing here to go into the back door. So what I'm going to do now is pull this bottom off. It was all broken from just time and mowers and everything, and we're going to replace this bottom and use as much of the original as we can. Okay, this morning we're going to take one walk around and go look at the repairs before the painter gets here. And you can see as many different places that were broken and holes and different repairs I had to make before the painter could start. And somebody had backed into the corner of the house here, and I got that back together. And just various places here that were broken, and repaired this boxing up here where it was a mess and rotted away, and we got some priming done, and just basically we fixed all this bottom over here was completely broken off, and we got that back together. So we're going around here. We had some other repairs up top here. Got those all done. Back here there was a lot of damage from mowers or trees or something, and we got that. And with electric had been changed several times. Got that back together as well, and the same up top here where the electric went in was all broken, and so we got that back together. So today I'm going to start on this porch, and we'll be back when we have more to go with. Okay, the other day started jacking this corners up and find out what the problem was, and this end here was in bad shape, and as you can see down in here that the joist is completely rotted. And so we had to get under here and get that fixed. And so it was a big belly in the floor here. So all this will come out. We had to make repairs to these rails. Different places were gotten compromised, and you got to remember that all this wood here is over 100 years old, like 125 years old. So it's held up pretty well for 125 years, but it needs a little care right now. So back on this corner, we found we had a lot of rot, and I guess I should have took a video of before, but this is where I'm at now, and use some wood hardener and cut out, and we're going to add and splice and get this put back together here this morning. And as you can see, this rail, well, it needs some love. So we'll be back when we have more. Okay, so now I'm going to make this joint here and extend the original beam out, and I have this piece here that we're going to set in here, and we're going to line this up and scribe this along this edge here, and we want this piece here to run from here to here, and then when we do that, then that allows this to be flush to this line right here, that for the corner post, which goes in this whole area right here. Okay, so now I've created this new piece to fit in here, and it's up to our line. I'm not too concerned about the voids. We're going to fill those in. We're going to use a real powerful glue as well to fasten this together, plus really long screws. So as you can see, this has been mortised out, and then we're taking this to slide this piece in, and it stays flush on the front here. I'm not worried about any of this back because it's all going to be under the porch. We're only concerned about how the finish is on the outside. So when it gets done, this will all be put back together, and yeah, you probably see a little seam there, but you'll have to study it. So on to the next. Okay, now we're going to go and see if we can do this live. And we're going to glue this up and fasten this piece into this piece. And we're going to use 3-inch screws. And we're going to use this polyethylene glue that's very strong. It's not a water-based, so it'll last for a long time. So we're going to be pretty liberal with this glue and let it squeeze out and get this fastened up. Probably overkill, but we're going to put some on this side too, just to make sure. Alright, now that's way plenty. Alright, now we're going to take and slide this piece in here and let it come into this corner real tight. And we're on our line right here. It all looks very nice. So now we're going to take these screws and draw this up. As you can see, it pulls it right around. Squeezing out, that means we've got a good seal. One more up here. Now this wood here was kind of compromised, but we put some wood hardener in here, and I'll explain that here in a little bit when we work on the rest of this. But for now, this glue in here is kind of replacing some of the voids and all, and with the screws in there. When this gets hard, these two pieces will be one. And this whole part here carries a lot of the porch on this end, the joists on this end, which you can see here. This carries a load on here, but we need to make sure that we got all this load carried. And when we take the floor out here, we're going to put some extra shoring in there just to make sure that this isn't carrying the full load. Okay, so now we've installed this piece, and now we need to address this edge here and the corner, because they had before, they had all these different pieces of block in here to pack this out. I want to eliminate all that and make it a cleaner look. And they had this on top of here, and as you can see, that was where the post was sitting before. So we have to add this piece in along with this piece here, which has to go up here on this part that connects this. This was a repair on this bottom, but like I said before, this house is 125 years old, and this corner took a lot of weather. So we're going to clean this up and make a better piece on this corner, and then we've got this piece here so that it's in line with the front piece. So I can bring this piece right up to the corner of this, and then they'll all knit together. Okay, I just wanted to show a mock-up here of how this is going to lay out. We have our piece of flooring, old flooring, and the hardware, and then the patch that was put on there, which is still very good. Okay, yesterday got this corner all put together and got this top filled. We used that wood hardener in here, and what it does is stabilizes the wood where it's soft, and then we put this filler in, and then once the new decking goes over top, it'll be weather tight. It'll be years and years before it ever needs anything else done to it. So we've got this corner completed, and it's going to need one last sanding, and we got this all put back together. Same here, we used a lot of wood hardener in there and filled. I actually used some Bondo in there with the deep spots, and then the regular filler I use all the time for the rest. Okay, this morning we'll try to get the rest of this demoed out, so when I come back next week I can put all this back together. And so where this is cut out, I'm going to take the rest of these boards out, and then we can get down in here and fix all this framing that's really bad back in here. And so I don't know what I'm going to uncover yet, but definitely this is where it failed. So we'll get this cut out, and we'll get this demoed, and then I'll be back.